Hi guys, it's Mark with Texas Fundfinding, and I've been seeing quite a few people in Facebook groups lately asking about what is needed to start recovering surpluses, overages, or excess proceeds in Texas, or anywhere else for that matter. Now, this is just my opinion, but I don't believe you need many things to get started making money here. As a matter of fact, since you're just starting out and haven't had any checks roll in yet, I think it's best to spend as little as possible, do the work and the labor and the grinding yourself. Then later, after a few deals and a few checks, consider bringing in tools to make your job easier and help you scale up. Before I run down my list of must-haves, please be so kind and leave a like and subscribe. I know this info will help a lot of you, and all I ask for in return is a like to keep the gems, nuggets, and helpful info coming here on the channel. And subscribe so you don't miss anything going forward. Okay, things I feel you definitely want and need before you start recovering overages in Texas. Obviously, you need a cell phone and internet access, number one. Number two, a DBA license or permit if you don't have one already. You'll need it to conduct business in your county and to cash checks that are sent to you but made out to your business name. You have to go to your county courthouse, fill out a form. There they'll check to make sure your business name hasn't been taken already in your county. You pay a notary there and boom, you're all set for several years. They only run around $20 to $30 or so, and with it you can open a business account at whatever local bank you use. What about an LLC, you ask? Well, in my opinion, you don't need an LLC right away. Later, yes, definitely. If nothing else, to protect yourself if you were to ever get sued. But that is more of a want starting out than a need. I would, though, get an LLC after a check or two comes in, let's say after 3 to 6 months or so. Number three, you obviously need a contract, power of attorney, limited power of attorney, or some sort of agreement to lock in your deal with your client. If you're doing a mortgage overage, the substitute trustee will want to see something from you in writing showing that you're acting on their behalf, the client's behalf, to some extent. If you're not using an attorney, again, that is. If you are using an attorney to represent you and the client, the attorney you bring in will need an agreement or power of attorney as well between you and the client. And then the attorney will likely have the client sign a letter of representation to cover themselves and show a mortgage trustee of their working agreement with your client. Number four, a skip tracing software or program or service. Honestly, if you're working your local area and knocking on doors, you can almost get away without this, or at least resort to only using free skip tracing sites online like White Pages, etc. But if you're working other counties or states, this is a must. There's plenty to choose from several free sites to companies that charge hundreds or even thousands. No, I'm not going to recommend or suggest any particular one because honestly, from my experience at least, most of the higher-end paid skip tracers aren't any better or more accurate or more helpful than some free sites. Fifth on the list, business cards, a very inexpensive way to market your business, especially if you're working locally. For $30 or $40, I can have hundreds of them made. I make sure my card has all my contact information, my Facebook business page, and a brief handwritten note on it from me, and I leave a card at every door that I knock on. This isn't necessarily a must-have, though, if you're working long distance, but it doesn't hurt adding a card in the envelope you're sending. As you can see, my list of things you need to start the overage business in Texas is pretty short. Why? Well, honestly, I feel that this is all you really need to start. Everything else is more of a want than a need, but also spending money on things that you don't absolutely need to start and can wait to get is going to weigh on you if you don't get a deal fairly quickly. You're going to sit down and see that there's more money going out than coming in, and you're going to start creating anxiety and doubt and starting to question if getting started was a good idea in the first place. However, if your startup costs are low or minimal, you'll be more likely to be a little patient and give yourself more time to get your business off the ground. Now, there are things that would be nice to have starting out, but I don't think you necessarily need these yet, at least. Speaking of nice to have, before I get into those, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It just takes a click or a touch of the screen, but it means a lot to us. Okay, these are all things you eventually want and should get or have, but not necessarily right away. Number one, a website or Facebook business page. Number two, a CRM. A simple basic Excel spreadsheet is fine to start with. Number three, a VA or virtual assistant or a cold caller. Yes, we'd all love an assistant that can do a lot of the grunt work for us for only $3 to $6 an hour. But trust me, that's a want, not a need when starting out. Hire one down the road? Definitely. Number four, an LLC. As mentioned earlier, you will want one, but your DBA will suffice starting out. And number five, an attorney. But no need to find one until you get a deal signed up and actually need one. Cross that bridge when you get to it. Again, this is just my opinion, having starting from nothing about 3 years ago and now to the point where I've since done dozens of deals. You obviously don't need to follow my advice and suggestions to a T, but just be aware of spending too much too soon. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, and one thing you'll definitely need starting out are leads, obviously. Where do you find them? We'll be watching in the coming days, and I'll tell you and show you. In the meantime, we have a free Facebook group that focuses solely on recovering overages and surpluses here in Texas. You'll see the link below. Thanks for watching.